Hey everyone, welcome back to another Stock Market Open Live. So today we get the honor of chatting about what's going on with this sort of like reverse Trump trade, which is a little more interesting and nuanced than a lot initially thought it was going to be. It seems like the reverse Trump trade is maybe a lid on BTC, maybe, though that's not even as clear, and up for the mega caps. And so it seems like that is because of Trump's potential anti-interest in companies like Facebook, and so people thought, okay, maybe Trump wouldn't be great for mega caps, so everybody rushed to small caps, and then as you start unpricing Donald Trump, you actually potentially get a rally in the mega. So really kind of an interesting situation, but as you can see, you've got Nvidia moving up 2% in the pre-market. You still have small caps up 55 basis points. AMD up 147. Palantir's up almost at 29 bucks there. ARM is up again 2%. Supermicro 1 and a bit. Nasdaq's up 1.1. Tesla's up 175. You've got Enphase. Look at that. Unpricing Trump, so you get sort of the energy trade potentially coming back. So very, very interesting today. I'm gonna write down some of these things so that way we can pay attention to see how it plays out. But we'll write down mega cap up, and then maybe also Enphase up. And BTC is up from where we closed on Friday in terms of markets. So we'll see coin up. Let's see here. Yeah, we're at 67.6. Some folks wonder if there could be a slowing in progress here, or will BTC just go back to sort of the risk signal that it was? You know, for a while there, you could really use Bitcoin to trade other stocks with, and it was sort of a leading indicator. And that leading indicator died for a little bit there as the Trump trade was being priced in, which was really interesting. And now it's sort of, some folks are thinking, oh, you know, it'll be back now. So I have no idea, but we'll find out in today's trading. So I think today's trading will really help confirm or deny the plots of what a lot of folks think this sort of unpricing Trump will look like. So now let's be clear about that. What does that mean, unpricing Trump? That doesn't mean Trump loses. What it means is unpricing the slam dunk that he was going to have. With Biden in the race, you basically had this like guarantee almost that Trump was going to win. It was so clear that Trump was going to have a landslide. And that's in part why Biden stepped down, because the landslide was so blatantly obvious that Biden finally woke up and realized, imagine that, woke up and realized, oh man, okay, all right, Kamala is actually going to have better chances than I will. And in order to defeat Trump, the joint goal becomes, okay, Biden step down, put the puppet up, so to speak. You know, go from one to the other. Now, there was for a while a thesis that you would actually have. Ooh, look at Embraer in pre-market up $31. It's crazy. There was for a while there a thesis that you would actually have a competitive primary, and you'd actually be able to compete for the slot. That doesn't seem so clear anymore. Mostly because it seems like a lot of the competitors who were going to run for it have decided not to. So Manchin's dropped, Whitmer's dropped, and Newsom have all dropped. It looks like Pete Buttigieg has endorsed Kamala, and really everyone who seems like they would have been a contender, the Clintons, they've all endorsed Kamala. So I don't know how you could end up having a competitive primary when everybody's endorsed Kamala, unless everybody's going to endorse Kamala and still have some form of fake Fugazi primary, but whatever. So it looks like that means you're going to have a little bit more of a balanced market in terms of the betting odds going into the going into the election. So that right now sets up the betting markets at about 60-40 for Trump versus Kamala. And that might end up moving to somewhere around, 55-45, maybe even as close to 54-46. We'll see. But let's see what poly markets are saying. Yeah, both predicted and poly market are still putting Trump in the 60s to mid 60s for odds for winning. Although, yeah, okay. So we'll see how that evolves over time. Anyway, the unpricing of the Trump slam dunk is really what the trade's going to look like today. That's at least what a lot of folks believe. There's also the possibility that I don't think it's likely, but there's also this sort of other possibility that because now you have less of a slam dunk Kamala, there's this possibility, or this believed or perceived possibility, that you have some kind of sell down in the market that accelerates sooner rather than later, mostly because there's this fear that you'll have some kind of sell down before the election, and now that it's a little less clear who the president might be, maybe that sell down might actually come around a little sooner. So we'll see. We'll see. What do you think about Michelle for the markets? Well, nothing, given that Michelle has already made it clear that she's not going to run. So there you go. Your answer's pretty clear on that one. So anyway, let's see here. What do we have? Yeah, RFK is not going to pull it as an independent. So we already know that. Let's see some other things here. If we do in fact get a recession, how do you think BTC will react given the whale's interest this time? No, they're not in it for digital gold. It's a risk asset and diversifier. I think if you have a recession, it's all going to come down to how deep it is, because a recession could actually be really fantastic for risk assets when interest rates go to zero rapidly, right? So I'm not convinced that an increase in joblessness and a recession is absolutely bad. It might be bad temporarily as some numbers start coming in a little harder core and more rapidly. So I don't know. That it'll be really interesting. That's that. It doesn't seem like, unless you have like some kind of major black swan or banking crisis again, it doesn't seem like you have the catalyst. But then again, that's the nature of black swan. It's hard to see, or impossible to see. It doesn't seem like you have the catalyst of another 2008. It seems like what you're going through is just really post-COVID normalization. Coming off the sugar high, then you have the technical recession in 22. Then you're sort of bobbing around with the normalization of rates. These are all things that can induce these sort of little mini technical recessions. And so I'm not convinced that the entire risk market, as in stocks and crypto, would sell off. If risk assets in general sell off out of some fear, then yeah, Bitcoin I think would sell down as well. So anyway. So, what else we have here? So, let's see here. Market is up due to having another choice for president. People like... I think you might be conflating a couple things there. Market could be up as far as having another, choice between Biden and Kamala. But having another choice for RFK, I don't think the market is pricing in at all, because independents generally don't go anywhere. Teddy Roosevelt, a loved president, tried going for a third term as an independent and lost as he was an independent. Should have stuck with the party No, I'm not saying. I'm not trying to shill for the two-party system. I'm just saying it's the way it is. So, all right. So, let's see. Look at this. You got some nice green candles over here. Oh yeah, you're also unpricing the Trump tariffs, right? So you're unpricing some of this Taiwanese pain. This idea that, oh, we're not gonna support maybe Taiwan unless they pay protection money. You unprice some of the tariffs with China. So some of that is getting worked in right now. And again, it's not like you're 100% unpricing those things, just a little bit. So anyway,
the average family has lost $2,000.
Somebody donated $20 here. Talk about Tesla earnings thoughts. Oh yeah, I mean that's fair. You do have Tesla coming up. You know what's interesting is usually when you have probably well, how should I put it? Usually when you have deliveries, it's either the initial sort of like it's generally the initial wave of good news. The earnings, especially if there are questions about outlook, they're not necessarily always the best. But I do think it's good that they brought back the financing offer right before earnings. So I'm actually pretty happy about that. So I think it was on the Model Y they brought back the financing offer. Yeah, see, look at that. And look, they sent it out 6 weeks, 1.99%, ending August 31st. Wow. Joe Manchin now says, I'm retiring. I've made it clear I'm not running for president. Wow. Okay. Looks like nobody wants to compete against Kamala. Shocking. Maybe unshocking. Crazy. All right. Well, whatever. But yeah, this could lead sales up again into the end of August, and that could lead to some good forecasts on the earnings call. We know the question will come up. You know, how are sales going now? And I think this will actually be quite useful. So it's a good thing for Tesla. I think this helps going into earnings. So very good. See, look. And now they're putting children and family in here. Good. Finally. Hey, that's Westlake. Oh, look at this. They got Westlake on the cover photo. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, this is a gorgeous mall, by the way. That Westlake Village one. Nice. See? Family. Yay. Oh, I'm really excited to see this. Popcorn. Oh, they're smart. Finally, we've got some adaptation here. See, it used to just be dudes and like, look how fast the car is. And finally, you put some kids in here and like stuff that moms want to appeal to. I love that. Good job. And you brought the financing offer back. Yeah, it's really, I mean, I think that this is perfect, you know, and it depends how impactful are those interest rate buy downs to the bottom line. You know, commodity prices have been going down, margins have been improving. It's not that bearish with the reintroduction here of these lower interest rates. It's actually a good thing. But you don't have that on the threes or the others. It's just probably where you're getting an increase in build up. But I mean, really, they should just be cranking the Model Y, which is one of the best cars I think anyway, because you just focus your production just on printing the Model Y, almost like it's the Model T, and you know, you get the tax credit, you get the 1.99 financing. I mean, what does it cost these days to run this sucker? Let's see here. If you go for a long-range rear-wheel drive, let's see. A lease is $399 a month. A finance at the $199 with $4K down, it's like $518 a month. Oh, but no, I don't want the. Oh no, sorry, it's $740. Oh, it had the stupid savings box checked on again. $800. No, $743 to finance it. Still a lot. Really? It's that much? That's crazy. or the cash buy without the credits included. Oh, because now they don't let you remove the... Oh, this is funny. They make it a little harder to price in the incentives versus the gas. Whatever. Whatever. Anyway, you can toy around with that. So let's focus on other things. So we'll see how things move today. But I'd love to see markets actually hold on to the green today. I don't think you really want... you don't really want stocks to sell off because, again, you're going to end up getting stuck with more joblessness, and it's not a good thing. It hurts the economy broadly. So I'm not very excited about that. So, but yeah, as far as the actual earnings, I don't know. It's going to come down to how they recognize those financing buy downs. I think I've said that already, right? Like, if you can amortize the financing buy downs over a 3-year period, earnings are going to look great. If you have to take the cost right up front and your margin goes down, well, it's not going to look as good. So, broadly, I'm not terribly worried about it. I think whatever it is. Bringing the financing deal back is great. I was worried about the third and fourth quarter that rates would stay high. So, we'll see. Okay, so let's see here. What else do we have here? Let's look at some... Tesla's as pricey as Lucid. Yeah, I don't think so. Morning, Kevin Chat. Good morning. Somebody's chat here is JD Vance is their name. Would you want Kamala to be the CEO of your business? They say. Okay. So anyone buying down rates are dumb. Okay. Well, let's see here. I mean, Tesla's doing it, so... Kevin, fees related to buying down those rates for customers can be capitalized. Yeah, that's really good then. I wonder how they do that, over what time frame. That's what I was thinking. So, if you're an let's ask GPT, auto manufacturer, and you buy down a customer's interest rate, do you write it off over time or all at once against your automotive gross margin? Let's see what the GPT says. Error generating response. Okay. So, GAAP. Under GAAP, the cost of buying down a customer's interest rate is typically considered a sales incentive. It can be treated as the following. 2 options. One is deferred, one is immediate. Immediate expense recognition. If the interest rate buy down is offered as a discount or incentive at the time of the sale, it is often recognized immediately as a reduction in revenue or sales expense, impacting automotive gross margin in the period when the vehicle is sold. In some cases, if the cost is substantial and the benefits extend over multiple period, the expense might be amortized over the financing agreement. Okay, so it sounds like it's up to the company. Oh, well, you know what Elon's going to do. So, under GAAP, is it up to the company to decide that? That's very interesting. There is some flexibility. Guidance on sales incentives. There is a GAAP code. Revenue from contracts with customers provides guidance on accounting for sales incentives, including interest rate buydowns. The company must determine if the buydown is a reduction in the transaction price or if it represents a cost to obtain a contract, which could be amortized. I mean, I think it's that. The company needs to assess whether the buydown provides a benefit over the financing period. If it does, amortizing the expense over such time could be appropriate. Yeah, I would totally argue that because, you know, there's a much lower refinancing risk. Must disclose its accounting. I wonder if they have disclosed that previously. Let's go to the Tesla 10K, the latest one that we can get. And we'll see if there's anything on the tax treatment. It'll be very interesting. So, grab an annual report here. All right. Let's see here. All right. So, buy down. Okay. Interest rate. Okay. How about incentive? IRA. Equity incentive. No, they don't mention it. Oh, no, sorry. They have 74 results for interest. Okay, goodness gracious. This might take... Oh, here we go. Okay. Critical accounting policies. Significant economic event. Let's see here. No, that's for estimates. What do we have here? Free supercharging. Self-value guarantee. Resale value guarantee. Significant... Okay. Solar incentives, equity incentives, equity incentives, equity incentives. Supercharging. Yeah, this is a little annoying. Energy generation, government assistance. It's not this. Nevada tax, Texas, IRA, equity incentives. No. Nothing here on, these interest rate incentives. I thought they would I mean, maybe they just haven't had them in these periods, or they're just not discussing them, but it would be very interesting. I mean, we tried interest rate, buy down, and incentive, and there's just nothing on any of those. I mean, if it's up to the company and they could choose to amortize it, or if they can write it off in full, my guess is Tesla's going to amortize it, which will look really good on earnings. Actually, I don't think it'll be that bad. So, we'll see. Alright. Search PwC, incremental costs of obtaining a contract. Only incremental costs should be recognized as assets. Okay, so that would be the writing off portion. Incremental costs of obtaining a contract are those costs that the reporting entity would not have occurred if the contract had not been obtained. For example, sales commission. Okay. Legal costs are not incremental. Bid, proposal, selling, and marketing costs are not incremental. Fixed salaries are not incremental. Yeah, but they don't have anything on the rate here. It makes it a little complicated. I wish they did. It's tricky. A lot of this is talking about commish. Whatever. So anyway. Alrighty. Let's see what else we have here. Okay. So. Okay. Lots of Kamala and Trump talk here. Main thing with Gap is you just have to be consistent. That's fair. I could see them writing it off over time. Thanks, Farmer Brett. Yeah, I was shocked Gavin just dumped out like a little weenie bitch. Anyway. All right, good. So let's take a look here. So we got about 35 minutes until the market opens. And let's see what else we have here. So let's find out. Soros backs Harris. Yeah, we saw that yesterday. Pretty wild. Okay. U.S. textiles poised for a rebound. Market reaction to Biden's decision to quit the race and endorse Kamala has been pretty mute. I mean, yeah, I guess the dollar, and I don't think yields have moved much. Let's see, bonds. Not really. What about catalyst this week? It really seems to just be earnings this week. I don't think there are that many really entertaining catalysts. Wholesale inventories, PMIs, nothing today. Nominal catalyst tomorrow. The 24th seems pretty nominal. New home sales and PMIs. GDP on the 25th. Oh, PCE comes out Thursday. I'm sorry, PCE comes out. What's the 26th? Well, that's U of M, so it must be Friday. It's all right. Oh, yeah, okay. 26th is Friday. Today you get Verizon. I hate that company. They suck. For earnings, then you'll get Logitech. I always liked that company as a kid. My Logitech mouse and keyboard. I think I'm using a Logitech mouse right now. Spotify, United Parcel, these are on Tuesday pre-market. Lockheed Martin, Coca-Cola. Get to see some inflation numbers again. Tuesday after, you get Tesla, Google, Enphase. Oh, what a day. What a day. Visa, TI. Wow. Okay. Vertiv, AT&T, those are all Wednesday morning, Wednesday after the close. You get Chipotle, Ford, ServiceNow, Las Vegas Sands. Oh, is that Quantum coming up as well? QuantumScape? Let me see. Yeah, it is. QuantumScape comes up. Take a look here. 804-ish support there. Hasbro, American Airlines, Royal Caribbean. Well, 20% of the S&P 500 is reporting this week. We might have to do market closing bell. I don't know. Should we bring back market closing bell live streams? Might have to bring it back with all these earnings coming up. Going into earnings season. I don't know if anybody's interested in that at that time, though. I don't know, maybe we have to run a poll. But anyway. All right. So, let's see here. Those are a lot of yeses. Wow. Okay. Do you think Harris's competitors are dropping out because Dems need to show unity? Absolutely, yes. Kevin, what are your thoughts on Trump said about donating $45 per month, or Elon donating $45 per month, $45 million per month? I mean, I think it's just typical politics, right? Typical politics. You scratch my back, I scratch yours, kind of stuff. You like J.D. Vance as VP? I think he strengthened the Trump ticket. Yeah, ultimately, I don't think the VP nominee makes that much of a difference. The lead of the ticket matters more. But I don't think they really... I don't think it really changes much. Let's see here. Find it hard to believe the whole U.S. shut down because of a software update by CrowdStrike. Yeah, it's really... And I've gotten quite a few emails from a lot of y'all about the cybersecurity stuff. A lot of you have plans on how to like beat CrowdStrike or how to be a competitor to some of these cybersecurity companies. If you have your own, you hadn't sent an email yet, let us know over at jobs@meetkevin.com. But we thought it's something worth discussing. We're also looking for a structural engineer like for residential real estate, and an architect, 2 separate positions. So if you're interested, also email us at jobs@meetkevin.com. So what else? But yeah, CrowdStrike is a tough one for me to love, given that, where is it? It's a was it like a $70 billion company? I think they just blow money on sales. Let me go look. CrowdStrike Investor Relations. Let's see if they're actually profitable yet. I think they went profitable. Oh yeah, they are. 55 cents. Wow. So 305 divided by 55 cents. So it has a 554 PE. Oh yeah, okay. All right. That makes sense. And then next, at the beginning of 2025, we're looking at $4. Okay, well that's better. Divided by 4. So now we're at a 76 PE. And then what's the growth going forward on that? Growth going forward on that's about 22%. So 76 divided by 22. So going forward, you're like a 3.4 peg. It's a little expensive. But the thought is that these cybersecurity companies really get to rake in recurring revenue. Once you have a customer, you can kind of keep getting them. It's a SaaS business model. So, you know, does that justify a 3.3 peg? Maybe. Maybe. Alright. Very well. Okay. Ford puts it in advertising. Well, that would be an immediate write-down. What's ASC 606? Revenue recognition. Compliance programs. A lot of that has to do with sales commissions. The 5-step model. Identify the contract. Obligations. Transaction price. Allocate the transaction price. Recognize revenue. Well, we'll find out. Okay. What else? Okay. So, what else here? Landscape architect here. Let me know if you need to join. Oh, thanks. That's really cool. Yeah, no, looking for somebody in-house, though, so have to pay for relocation. You don't already have to be licensed out here, as long as you can get licensed out here. You know, a structural engineer and architect would work for us. We don't mind helping you get that. Kevin, what do you think about them saying Biden is close to death? No, I don't, and that he didn't write that. I don't know. I don't believe that. Yeah, I don't see that. Me, Kevin on Twitch. Yep, we're live on Twitch. All right, very well. So what else? Let's take a peek here. So Enphase keeps moving up in the pre-market. Apple. Let's see here. Nvidia trolling its way up, 2.2. AMD's trying to troll its way sideways. Cloudflare's moving up, although very low volume there. 1.1 on the NASDAQ. Tesla's 1.95. Apple's up 1%. ASML is up about 3. Here's Bitcoin. Oh, look at that. You got a little green candle there. That's cute. Oh, even Amazon's trying to trickle up a little bit. That's good. All right. I'm curious to see how today goes. Be very, very, very interesting. Mostly because we've had like a week of red in the queues now. Let's look at that. So let's go out like on the hour chart. Yeah, look at this. So you peaked out July 10th. Yeah, that was almost 2 weeks ago. So you peaked out July 10th, and then you were basically down, sideways, sideways, down, 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 down. So a nice green day here on the Qs might actually be pleasantly welcomed. We shall see. Will the green hold? I don't see why it wouldn't. It doesn't seem like they're major catalysts today. Unless you get some kind of lingering fear that continues. Doesn't seem that freaky today. But apparently Harris is expected to speak at 8:30 California time. Interesting. Let's listen in.
Has over 25 years of U.S. political and electoral experience advising candidates, including Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden, of course, who both have come out and endorsed Kamala Harris. And Charles, if you think about the biggest challenges that Kamala Harris has as she seeks to A, secure the Democratic nomination, and B, looks to take on Donald Trump, what are those challenges?
Well, I think the first is she has to unify the party, which seems to be happening very quickly.
Yeah.
In fact,
All right. So, I mean, this is pretty boring. We've already kind of figured that. Somebody says, do you need an architect? Yes. Yeah, we need an in-house architect and in-house structural engineer. So, yeah, we got some really cool things coming for House Hack. A lot of things moving way faster than expected, which is really cool. So, very, 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 very exciting. Very exciting. Okay, Luke has spammed this like 3 times now. Can you explain your thesis for the week? I feel like I've been explaining my thesis for the week for the last 37 minutes. You know, it's coming down to earnings are going to drive the market this week. The Qs have been down. Now you're getting a sort of slight unpricing of Trump. Obviously not a full unpricing, just a partial unpricing of Trump. So you're getting some enthusiasm where you had sell-offs. Enphase, Tesla, mega caps. Will it last, though? That's the question. Will it last? So, you know, will the new increase of uncertainty lead to some form of renewed sell-off, or will it hold today? That's what I'm probably most curious about today. You know, I look at it as like, what direction are we actually going to go for the week? It may have to wait until earnings. So, we'll see. Hire me. Hey, if you want to be hired, just email us your resume and send us a what's it called? 60-second video pitch to jobs@meetkevin.com. So, would you rather buy a new car, roughly about $30,000, 0% interest for 60 months, or a used car much less in price but at a higher rate? Either way, a car would be needed. Should someone take advantage of 0%? I mean, new cars just lose a lot of money. You know, it really depends. Like, I like new car or used cars low on their depreciation curve. Like, you know what it was blowing me away, and I don't know this yet. I don't know if these are just like absolute trash cars or what it is. But I couldn't help myself. I was looking at these for, and maybe somebody has advice on these, but I was looking at where are they? Where are some of the ones I found? Yeah, here. So I was looking at some of these little beaters here. These little, they're tiny. They're tiny little 2-seat cargo vans, right? The NV200s. But I mean, you could get these suckers for like 15 grand. Now they'll have, you know, 50, 60, 70,000 miles on them. So I still have to, you know, do some research on the longevity of these. But some of these little suckers where you can like lock away the cargo compartment, it's a lot harder to break in. You know, you don't just have a window to smash. These are cheap, man. Because I mean, you go get a Sprinter or something. A used Sprinter is going to cost you 40 grand, dude. I could buy 3 of these Okay, maybe not 3. I buy 2 and then a vacation. You know? Yeah. I mean, I mean, there were some more expensive ones. Like, here's a $22,000. I don't know why some of them are more expensive. That one doesn't have the cage. I think, if I remember correctly, this one looked like there was a murder in the back. Was this the one? No, this one actually doesn't look that bad. Yeah, I mean, look at this. This one's not that bad. Is it? Is this oh, yeah. This picture made it look like there was a murder in the back. But, well, you know, yeah, I mean, somebody was using that to, like, demo. But who cares? Like, if you're just, you know, throwing a toolbox in there and picking some crap up from Lowe's, it's not a bad idea. And so my thesis here was, well, you know, crap, if somebody's going to be on a location for 90 days, you know, watch this. It's a $15,000 car. And, you know, you go spend $150 on a rental car for 90 days. That's $13,500. So you almost pay for the car, and you own the car by not paying a rental car. So I think it's very interesting. Let's see some of your cars. Oh yeah, we got to talk Ryanair. That's true. Yeah, the airlines are getting smoked. They don't have PP. They never did. I've said that for a long time. Airlines don't have pricing power. They're a commodity. I own an NV200 and know they are amazing on gas and maintenance. It's freaking quick. Okay. I use it for video production. My pop's property management company uses these. Hasn't had much issue. Been in it for 10 years. Upgraded model as well. But seem like oh, that's great. Ford Transit is the best. Ford Transit's also twice the cost, and I don't need that size. Well, I'd rather buy 2 of these, and then that way, if one of them breaks down, I got another one. Let's see here. So ugly. Not when we wrap it with a nice little house hack. Drove one of these, 40,000 to 250,000 miles. We just had to swap out the engine. It's still running on the same tranny. Damn. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like this. Yeah, so you know, I'm all for saving money, man. I don't want to spend money on a new car. I generally think cars are a ripoff. MPG on those? I think it said like, it says 25, but you know it's probably bullcrap. It's probably closer to 20. So, Transit is amazing, but yes, it's huge. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. Transits and Sprinters are huge, but that's also kind of nice. Somebody says wrap your jet. It already is. It already is wrapped. Or is it painted? I guess theoretically it's considered paint. Yeah. So, anyway, all right. That's kind of interesting. So, yeah, this will be a really interesting earnings week. I don't know. I mean, look, whenever I figure out exactly what my thesis is, I will, as usual, I'll just send alerts on what my thesis is to everybody in the Stocks and Psych group. If you're not part of it yet, I think the course member live streams this week are going to be absolutely fire, because we're going to digest exactly what's happening since we do the course member lives when the market's open. It's right after this live stream. And we'll also go deep into the earnings calls and the fundamentals, and we'll line it all up. So the course member live streams are pretty awesome. Can't guarantee every trade makes money, but the goal is to provide as much research as possible for you, so you can make the best decisions yourself. So, all right, what else? I think the Mastermind starts later this quarter as well, which is kind of cool. A lot of people signed up for the. Some people are signing up for the individual Mastermind, but a lot of folks signing up for the group Mastermind. That'll be really cool. So if you want to learn more about that, go to meetkevin.com/mastermind. That's a higher ticket item though. So I'm not. I just want to be transparent about that. Most people just are happy being in the course member live stream, getting lifetime access to that forever, which is kind of cool. Yeah, and I don't sometimes people email like, Kevin, but you know, you can end these live streams at any point. It's true. but I just enjoy doing them. So, and I haven't ended them since 2017. This is when we started doing course member lives. It's kind of cool. The whole archive is there too. But anyway, yeah, talking about Ryanair, let's go find out what, I mean, it's probably just bad earnings. Ryanair, somebody says lease them. I've seen people lease trucks. But I also, oh, thank you for putting the fire emojis for the course member lives. Oh, welcome. Thanks for being a new course member there. Course member lives are always fire. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Okay, so, yeah, what's a lease on a Sprinter? Ryanair. And I want to look at Ryanair Holdings. So, RYA. Let's see here. Dublin. Cuts Q2 forecast. Oh, well, there you go. Q1 revenue missed. Load factor missed. Customers actually beat. More customers, but fares are now materially lower. Oh, here comes the disinflation. Actually, honestly, you're going to have deflation. That's crazy. MB, let me look at MB vans. MB, I want to see. Oh, and who remembers the furnace issue that we had? So you could get a Toyota Metris new for like 40 grand. But again, why buy one when you could buy two? Or three, or two in a vacation. So, view inventory. But anyway, I got the result on the furnace. Kyle, well, it depends. If you've reached out over the weekend, it makes sense that you haven't gotten a response. But if you email us at staff@meetkevin.com, you'll get a response probably by 9 or 10 a.m. So just email. We'll get you taken care of. You shouldn't have an issue with Lecture 1.0 though. Most of the time, you just follow the steps in Lecture 1.0 and it works out. But anyway, I was gonna say, I think some people were wondering what was wrong with that furnace. And I promised I was going to give an update. So I will grab that. It was wild. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah. All right, you ready for this? This was crazy. I haven't heard this kind of crap before. So, no cooling, arrived and found low voltage shortage due to a capacitor that exploded. The debris from the capacitor that exploded landed on a wire to the contactor, had to replace the contactor and the capacitor. After replacing those parts, found that the pieces of the capacitor that landed on the wire during that capacitor explosion shorted out the Nest thermostat. So had to replace the Nest thermostat as well. Bro, come on, man. What the hell? That just sounds like a disaster. How does that happen in a furnace? It's just absolutely ridiculous. Our furnace got CrowdStriked. Bad. Anyway. Oh, you get, no way. Oh, that actually might be the steal of the deal. Check this out. Oh, this is cool. You could get a Mercedes Metris. Yeah, but this isn't the cargo version. But these are much cooler. The Mercedes Metris. This looks like the passenger version. Oh, but that's not bad, because you could take out one of the rows, and then you have more room for people. It's kind of cool, actually. But they might be a little more expensive to maintain. I don't know. So, but anyway, interesting to see the airline disinflation. People like, yeah, it's like, do you think a cargo van is supposed to be cute? Who are you? Let's see. Used Metris cargo. Oh, yeah. No, I don't want 140,000 miles. It needs to be like 50,000 miles. Yeah, but then they're like 29K. Then they're not. It seems like they hold their value a little more. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're still like twice as expensive. That's not gonna work. All right. So anyway, Ryanair seeing fares materially lower. That's really great for just the disinflation narrative. So. First Solar. Well, I mean, it should move just like Enphase. Yeah, look at that. It's also up 4%. So, wouldn't be surprised to see that. So, somebody says we use the Metris at USPS. Oh, I think it's perfect for that. That's great. Kevin, you have to think about the future. Okay, it's 6 kids now, but in the future, maybe 12. Well, it's 7 now. And yes, more children. More children. Metris has the best payload, 5,000 pounds. Oh, nice. Triple reamed. I can understand the cap and contactor. Not sure how the nest was short enough. Oh, does that happen? Alright. So, what else? Well, got about 8 minutes to go before the market opens up. Let's see here. How about... Yeah, how's Hood? How's Robin the Hood? Robin the Hood's down a little bit. What's moving? Let's put just the movers up. So, it seems like Enphase. Although it's already lagging a little bit going into the open. Let's go back down to the minute. Yeah, a little bit of a drop there into the open. Tesla's moving. The Qs are moving. Nvidia's moving. Let's see here. Watch list. Go away. Change. BidX. Pre-markets. That's only 90 basis points. It did really well on Friday. Not a lot of red right now, so you're going to get a lot more red. CrowdStrike continues its sell-off. Celsius is... Dude, Celsius is just dumping. Wow, that's the day chart of Celsius. That's crazy. That thing's getting whacked. Lennar for some reason. And Open Door. Okay, really? Open Door is gonna move? Okay, we'll put that one up there. That's pretty high risk though. Let's see here. ChargePoint, Hims and Hers, Nvidia. I think you probably have to just put Nvidia up at the top today and watch that one as well. Maybe Meta. I'll throw Meta up there as well. There we go. Okay, so sort of the top of the watch list right now. Got Meta, Nvidia, Open Door, Supermicro, and where are these suckers gonna go? So let's find out here. Well, I think Nvidia is probably gonna go to 125. I think Tesla, probably 250, honestly, would make sense. We do have earnings tomorrow, though, so that could create some nervousness. Enphase, you know, this 113 to 119 line is always very interesting. Probably a little more risk there than you have with Nvidia. I just don't know how robust this is going to be going into the open. Yeah, I'm still nervous that the Q's downtrend will continue, but we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. All right. What else? Yields. Where do we sit with the yields? 4.22. All right, that's boring. How's the inversion doing? And the odds of rate cuts. Let's take a peek at those. All right, so inversion of the yield curve. Oh, we're back at negative 30. Wow. That's crazy. How do we go all the way back down to negative 30? It seems like we were recovering there for a moment, and we're going to disinvert, and now we're not. Right back to negative 30. How boring. Okay. So, what does that mean for rate cuts? I don't think much. Okay, let's find out. Any advice on AMD down 20K in 2 weeks? Yeah, AMD was running really until people really started pricing in Trump. You had AMD just got hit on the whole fears of Taiwan, frankly. It was wild. So some unpricing of that Trump fear will happen today. But I don't know if it's going to run like thought with still the high potential of a Trump presidency. You're getting a lot of anti-chip, anti-Taiwan there. That's why I'm skeptical that the market's just going to be straight up today. I just don't know. So and we'll find out, and we'll find the trend. And when I see my trend, I send my alert to everyone in Stocks for Sack. Okay, economic news. 210 inversion. I'm just going to write it down really quick. Back to negative 30 basis points. And then cuts, we're at, that's what I want to see, is September's still 1%. So September 1 cut. You've got 1.58 for November. Cuts. You've got December at 2.46. And then you've got 3.14 for January. And then remember, Ryanair is showing us the materially weaker fares going forward. Q1 had more customers, yet lower revenue. Yeah, I don't see a second wave of inflation. I actually think we're going to go into deflation over the next decade, and rates will be lower than ever before. Dying inflation. All right, so, oh dear. So, what are we gonna? We gonna have some. We need some sound effects here.
Buy the dip. Nice PP. Data dependent. Buy. Bond market. Coupon linked below. Coupon code expiring soon. Subscribe to meet Kevin.
All right. Let's get ready for the bell. Who's ready? I'm ready. So, what we're going to be looking for is what happens going into the day here. Are we going to see the rally continue? Or will it fizzle? Let's watch the cues right after we watch Jimbo open the bell.
Who is the manager of Paul Weiss in the FT? Paul Weiss is very much in favor. They are in the middle of the road, except for Tanner, who left there and joined the left wing contingent. Over. End of tyranny.
Let's get the opening bell at the CNBC Real-Time Exchange. And the big board, it's railcar manufacturer, the Greenbrier Company, celebrating 30 years at the NASDAQ. Global X ETFs doing the honors. Jim, as we're still sub 5,500 after those last couple days.
No, I mean, look, you can't just turn on a dime. First of all, most people don't even have my view on what I've been.
All right, let's take a look at how things are moving. So Meta wants to go green here. First Solar is got a green candle. Enphase is trying to figure out a direction. Tesla is trying to push up here, but it's getting a little stuck. Q's got that red candle coming in again here. Oh, no, there goes Nvidia already. Wow, come on, man. It can't be that weak. Come on, baby. Yeah, sometimes you just get the first minute or two. That's pretty volatile, right? You get a big green, you get a big red. But, yeah, you really want to see the Q stabilize here so you can let some other things actually run. It can be tough to actually run on some of these if you get broader reds coming across. Let's see. AMD's got some red. Dell's got red. Russell got some red. Palantir's turning red. Cloudflare. Oh, wow. Look at CrowdStrike. Just getting murdered here. Down another 8%. Yeah, a lot of people losing respect for this company after what happened here. I mean, you know, companies can always come out of problems like this, but I think you create a lot of potential competition when you have a CrowdStrike style error. It's pretty bad, pretty embarrassing, and a lot of folks question the way the CEO handled it as well. So we'll see. Yeah, no, Enphase is having a struggle. So's First Solar trying to get it up. Tesla's holding. You know, Tesla looks like it's trying to at least. Yeah, well, you're getting a red candle already here. Q's trying to create a floor after some red there at the open. Open Door literally gave away all of its pre-market gains. All of them are gone. And come on, Nvidia. You can get it up. See, the market's struggling for direction here. Facebook's losing its direction. NASDAQ just lost its 1%. What's BTC doing today? BTC's... BTC's rotating down as well. This is not a very enthusiastic market. It's going to be a little tenuous because of earnings here, probably. Yeah, look at that. Red on Enphase. Ryanair now down 18%. Ugh. Oh, this is sticky. Oh, there you go. CrowdStrike's trying to recover. How about Apple? Try to figure this out. Not very clear today. Ubiquity always takes like 15 minutes to start trading. It's kind of funny. Yeah. It came out of nowhere. Trade desk's up 2 and a bit. That's kind of cool. Saw them run down to 95 there for a moment. Overextend down a little bit. There you go. Tesla keeps trying. And you got to give it to Tesla. It keeps trying to break this 3% on the day. Q is just going straight down, though. Crazy. All right. Let's see what do the suits have to say about this madness. Let's find out, shall we? Oh, that's a good stick on the Qs. Take it. All right. What do they say over here?
Industry over the years.
Are you at all concerned that we're getting too early a start on this AI enthusiasm? You know, just like in the tech bubble when everybody was psyched about the internet and ran up the prices, but then we came down. And of course, now the internet turns out to have been a revolutionary technology, but people were just a little too early.
Right. So I think it's actually both. I think we're a little too early in expecting any real results in terms of revenues for most companies. Obviously, NVIDIA has seen huge revenues from AI, but for example, we think software, it's still to come. So a little early.
Ooh, a nice big candle there on, holy smokes, NVIDIA. Just a giant, gargantuan green candle on NVIDIA. That's pretty wild. It should turn into a red here just to balance that off, but goodness gracious. Now the Qs are bouncing. Super Micro's bouncing right at 792. And looks like you got your selling pressure out of the way there. BTC trying to move up. Okay. All right. You get some green candles in there.
Research shop and run a very diversified portfolio across sectors. And so we had 20% came from healthcare, 20% from consumer discretionary, and 20% from internet/e-commerce, and then
so tech adjacent.
Tech. Well, we really like tech-enabled businesses because every business really today uses a lot of tech, as we saw with the CrowdStrike
Learn that
issues.
painful lesson.
And of course, it's a way to improve efficiency, both on the front end, customer service, revenue generating, as well as efficiency on, say, logistics and delivery. And so we are very focused on tech, companies that are focused on enabling their businesses through tech.
Dan, how do you feel about some of these Mag 7 names heading into earnings? Are these moments for you to be buying or taking some profits now, and which names?
Well, we think we're in a stock picker's market. So some names that have come in recently, we are quite bullish on. So Microsoft, we remain very bullish on. Amazon, we remain very, very bullish on. I would say Tesla is sort of in a lull. They don't have much new product introduction now. The Cybertruck is interesting, but not nearly big enough to move the needle. And they're having some issues. The robotaxi rollout was delayed. So, the example of a Magnificent Seven, we're a little bit more cautious near term.
How do you fold in, the political news or, legal rulings? I note that Stanford was where you got your undergrad, right? So that explains the tech. But then you went to Harvard Law, and then you clerked for a Supreme Court justice. Right. So when we get something like the Chevron ruling, do you fold that into your analysis of stocks, or is that stuff, does it not have an immediate effect?
It doesn't have an immediate effect, although occasionally we will see legal rulings and look for companies that are sort of in the crosshairs, and realize that sometimes we have a little bit of an inside advantage just from the legal experience at the firm to take a look at those situations.
We have less than a minute left with you, but again, going outside of tech, I'm looking through your list. I see companies such as Deckers, DraftKings, for example, and we talk all the time about this stretched consumer, but it seems like you still see pockets of strength there.
Yeah, those are great examples. The American consumer, first of all, is doing relatively well. Unemployment is still low, wages are still going up, maybe, and so we look for who are the companies and the brands with the hot products, the emerging category definers. So Deckers is actually really interesting because it's both Uggs, which are beloved for decades now, but also Hoka. And Hoka has really come on, is on fire really in the running shoe category.
You're talking to a Hoka girl right now.
I love Hoka.
Okay, so there's Hoka. We're gonna see a lot of it in the Olympics. And then DraftKings is another example. Online sports betting is a new industry, but it's a very old pastime. And technology enabling it is making it much more exciting for millions of people.
Dan, great having you on the program. Thanks so much. I hope you can join us again very soon. Dan Chung there of Alger. Let's head now to Farnborough, the International Air Show there. Our own Guy Johnson is standing by with Glenn Youngkin, the governor of Virginia. Guy, take it away.
Thank you very much indeed. Yes, we welcome now our radio and our television audiences together as we speak to the governor of Virginia, Glenn Youngkin.
Nah, don't want to hear that. Let's flip around here.
The throughput at one point. You can solve these issues. McDonald's had problems 2015, 2016. They solved the issues. These can be solved, and that's why Starbucks is a huge buy here, because think about it. It isn't like anyone's saying, I'm never going to Starbucks again. Their coffee's awful. No one's saying that. They just want their coffee on time, and they want it hot, and they want a value orientation, a little bit more than I think Luxman indicated there. But most important, they come in with a plan. And the plan is always really reasoned and rigorous. And the managements that give them the Heisman, so to speak, stick their hand up, well, that's just a very ill-advised move, really ill-advised to take that stature.
Yeah, it's definitely an engineering question and then a marketing question after that.
Totally right.
On Berkshire B of A, what'd you make of this trim?
Well, Bank of America's been an incredible standout. I think it's one of those things where it makes sense. A portfolio management that you don't want to be the Bank of America fund, like you don't want to be the Apple fund. Bank of America has been the unsung hero this whole way. They've done a remarkable thing. No one talks about them because...
Well, Tesla made it to 250. This is what we talked about in the pre-market. We're like, I literally even wrote it down. They're all down. Tesla, Nvidia 125, Tesla 250. That's crazy. It's right there right now. It went straight there. So good for Tesla. Let's see what happens at the 250.
No one thought that JP Morgan was anything other than good, but it was Brian Moynihan who quietly has built this franchise that Warren Buffett, it's like the old days when Warren had this position in Wells Fargo before he dumped every bit of it because of Stump and the chicanery that we discovered.
Right.
So Bank of America's a big win, and congratulations to everybody, but if I were Buffett, I would trim it too.
Financials doing okay here, although almost every sector is up except for utilities. Handful of downgrades today, Jim. Bernstein cuts American. Ray J cuts EL. Goldman cuts Lennar. We mentioned the CrowdStrike calls.
Yeah, I think that I wouldn't have cut Lennar after the way that I saw that people reacted to Horton, which was just an okay number. No wonder Lennar is barely down. I do think that the home builders, if there's going to be a change at the Federal Reserve, that would be bad for the home builders because Jay Powell has done there. It'd be interesting to hear why would they change. I mean, maybe because his term's over and he doesn't want to serve, but I think that anyone who would want to say, look, if you want to stay on, I think that'd be well received by Wall Street. I think a new person who was a wild card, not well received.
You would welcome more Powell.
Yeah. I mean, vice chair for life, Fed chair for life, Fed chair for life, pal. I mean, why not? I mean, look what the guy's done. I mean, we had the hottest inflation in years, and now we've got inflation going the right way. And I think that inflation is far more determinant about who's going to be president than anybody realizes. I don't know whether she will be tagged with the inflation that Biden has.
But Harris, you mean?
Yeah, whether she'll be tagged. I mean, people
as opposed to Xi Jinping.
prices have gone up, and that we've lost jobs. And that therefore Trump represents a salvation to that. Biden got hit by a lot of infrastructure spending and maybe too much. And who knew that COVID was going to get under control? And then I really think that there's the inflation, to put it on Biden would be silly, even though he was in favor of some very big programs. But inflation has a lot to do with supply chain, and that was nothing to do with Biden. We haven't had a lot of prices come back down. That's the problem. You have to go to Costco. You have to go to Walmart. You have to go to Amazon Web Services. By the way, 20% discount was back below 2019 prices. That's how Amazon figured it. Amazon Prime, their Prime Day, got you prices that were below COVID. And that has been what people...
Yeah, I mean, I think the deflation's going to come, especially in the product stuff. I think there's no question about that. Okay, so what we've got right now is let's do a little check of the sticks here. Nvidia's really running. I think it's going to this 125. I don't know. I mean, we wrote it down on the piece of paper. One of them hit so far. We were thinking that Tesla was going to go to 250. It did. And then now you've got Nvidia. I'm thinking 125. We'll see if it does. I don't know. But those are two that I'm watching really closely. I think if Tesla continues to break out over here, it's going to try to go for 258. I don't know if it'll make it there today. Nvidia bobbing around now, up about 3.3. You've got Supermicro lagging. I'm not sure that disconnect between Supermicro there and Nvidia. Enphase not happening. No momentum over here, just totally dead dog over here. Not going anywhere. Trying to poke it with a stick. Nothing's happening. Ryanair gave up 18%. Meta slowly rising. BTC is a little all over the place. I mean, look at that. You got a giant red candlestick coming out of nowhere there on BTC. So, little rough to say. You know, BTC had a good run into this idea of, the Trump presidency, crypto president. You got a crypto conference this week. You got the Ethereum ETFs. These are all very bullish. I don't know how long that bullishness remains, but those are things that are very bullish, and short term at least. Yeah, energy's giving up. AMD's rising nicely, so good move here on AMD. IWM's finally positive again. You had a few red days over there. Apple's not really going anywhere. No, it seems like it's like Tesla and Nvidia today. These seem like they've got the momentum. Nvidia keeps rocket shipping. Tesla's confirming 250. And I don't even think AMD is moving as much as Nvidia is moving. It's catching up. It's trying to. I find options a little less liquid there, but sometimes if you go a little bit out, it works out. There you go. Okay, Tesla, come on. 258 is what you're looking for on Tesla here. 258's the goal here. And Nvidia keeps going. Come on, baby. We wrote down on the paper. We wrote mega cap up. We were wrong on end phase. No move came on end phase. Because we were looking for 113 again, but there was just no movement there. And then we wrote down Nvidia 125 and Tesla 250. We got Tesla 250. Come on, baby. Up, up, up. Not down. Up, up, up. Move, baby, move, baby, move. So we'll see what happens there on the good old Tesla. Come on, Tesla. Come on, baby. Hold the line. Yeah, look at that BTC drop there. Really interesting. The Qs are holding though. You know, this is not bearish Qs at all right now. So they seem to be holding up. And Nvidia is going. Tesla's launching again here. Okay, you got a support line test on Nvidia. It's all right. This is a 122er. I mean, we've had red candles like this before. 122. You got to get up to 123. That's the goal here. Come on, baby. Light my fire. Yeah, Tesla's now consolidating at 250. Oh, there it goes. Come on, Nvidia. You can do it. Yeah, that's good. AMD, let's go. Picking up as well. Yeah, AMD and Nvidia. There you go. Let's go. And then you've got Tesla's trying. It's trying. Somebody's asking about DWAC. DWC. It's DJT now is what it is. Oh, let's go. Let's go, Tesla. It's DJT now. So, oh boy. Tired. Gotta get some more coffee in me. All these tendies are lulling me to sleep. This is actually pretty good. So I may have, like my trade this morning to course members may have been about 10 minutes ago, call options on Tesla and Nvidia. Just saying, they're both doing well right now. But I mean, quite frankly, these are the ones that have the momentum right now. So I don't know how long it'll last, but these are the two with momentum. AMD's tempting me, but I probably wait for a sell down. Oh, look at that, right to the 123. Let's go. That's your next support level, and then you go to 125, baby. Come on, come on, baby. And Tesla's really consolidating around 250. It's getting a little stuck. But I went much further out on Tesla and time. Nvidia, I went a little degen. I may be on Friday calls. But that's okay. The dollar hollers are being made. Tesla coming down a little bit, right? Revisiting that 250 number right there. And now you're getting a little rotation there on AMD. Okay, let's go. Dollar hollers made. Okay, so, so that was, wow, 165 went to 223. 223 minus 1.65, that was about 30K. I'll take it. Oh, that's a good way to start that day. Who's a good boy, Nvidia? Who's a good boy? Okay, good. I'll take it. So, good. Now we got a bit of a rotation down again here on BTC continuing. Not great. And Tesla is still consolidating around the 250 level. Not unusual. It does that frequently. This BTC sell down is something else. So, what else? Meta just keeps going. Just keeps going over here on the metas of metas. What's going on? And then, let's see here. What else? Okay, Q's a do's is still running. You gotta give it to him. So that's good. Okay, let me listen to the Doomers for a moment. And let's listen in to them.
Demand for the company's namesake apparel brand. He also notes that Abercrombie's Hollister brand's inflection is only in the middle innings and brand momentum is building internationally. Next up, Jefferies upgrading 10x Genomics to a buy. The firm cites conviction in single-cell recovery for that upgrade. Jefferies also sees continued utility in areas such as oncology research and says that 10x has superior technology versus its competitors. And finally, Goldman Sachs downgrading Lennar to neutral. The firm sees less upside in Lennar shares versus others in the home builder group when considering that the operating environment, what it is over the coming quarters. Now coming up, mega donor George Soros backs VP Kamala Harris. That and more in our Wall Street beat. This is Bloomberg.
Boring. One sec. And introduce. Okay, sorry, give me 1 second here, then we'll chat some more. Okay, let's go this and that. Okay, very well. So, now, trades for the morning have done great. Now, let us see what is going on. Okay, so we've got some red candles on NVIDIA. You've got, I don't know what happened with Supermicro. I want to see if there's news on Supermicro because usually Supermicro moves with NVIDIA. And for it to break trend today is a little odd. Supermicro computer. Supermicro in talks on senior revolving credit line. So they want to take on a little debt. Okay, big deal. Alright, what else here? Look at that. Enphase went negative. Holy smokes. Wow, that's kooky dookie. What are the Qs doing? Ooh. Ooh. Now that always makes me very interested in a very special ticker. But it could be too early. I love me some triple Qs, either the TQQQ or the SQQQ. Anyway, so First Solar gave up a bit. Ryanair's consolidating. Hate the consolidation. Palantir's trading down. Okay, that's a nice trend down. Oh, let's see what's going on here. I'm gonna make my down arrows here. I got Palantir going down. I got the Qs topping out. I closed my day trades. But that doesn't mean I can't come back. So, what do we have here? NVIDIA. These lines are very important in my opinion. They always play these lines. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2. Very, very common right here. And I don't know why. Like, I don't even have these as, like, solid lines. They're just light purples. Okay, you're trying to recover here. AMD to 165 on the upside is an interesting one to me. So I'm going to write down AMD 165. And that's going to be... How long is it going to take to get there? I don't have a trade on it now. But I would go like 164.46. We almost always go back to that when we consolidate under this. So unless you have a broader sell-off, this is an interesting one. 258 still in play for Tesla, but you're consolidating, which isn't great. Consolidating here, that's fine. That's to be expected. Bitcoin's bearish right now. I don't know if you're just like peeking out or if you're unpricing Trump. I think a little bit of both, right? So BTC on unpriced Trump and Max Caddy for the week. Meta's probably one that, oh, that's a nice spot to maybe go longer. Like if you were bullish mega cap, Meta could be interesting. And I'd be looking at, I mean, certainly a 500. There's no question of that. That should be very supported. 493. I don't have really good positioning here on any of these. But, let's see what I got here. Let's go with, let's see what we can play with here. No. Maybe. Look at that trend there on Meta. This goes back to October. I don't know if it goes back further than that. It might. Oh, it might. I'm trying to hold it to there. No, not really. Really widens out. So it only goes back to roughly October. And it's not perfect either. And then you've got certainly a slowing in the pace. Come on. Doing this on a touchpad is so annoying. I much prefer Trading View and a mouse. No, this is not great. That's okay. It's okay. It's marginal. I mean, unfortunately, that sort of trend suggests you got a giant... I mean, I'm going to say this with a little bit of French here. This trend right here suggests a giant-ass downstick coming soon. Sorry. So that's not great. No, I can't go long. No, I'm gonna X Met off. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay. How are my Qs doing? I'm still tempted by being a Q bear. Oh my gosh, just spammer. Yeah, you're out. Ban. And end phase goes negative, dude. Oh crap. I don't know, man. Still a Q bear. Don't know. People say, okay, Kevin, why be a Q bear? So I think the market's toppy. And, you know, I'm worried about a layoff recession and pre-election volatility. But I'm not so convinced that I want to be like all in on puts, baby, you know? It's a great way to get smoked on a day like today. I mean, 1.36 on the Qs, that's pretty impressive. So, of course you're going to get intraday volatility. But, I mean, look at these downs. Robinhood's plummeting. Enphase is plummeting. QuantumScape is plummeting. Palantir's plummeting even more. So, ARM, Cloudflare went negative. CrowdStrike went even more negative. Snowflake's going down. Netflix is up a bit. Who cares? Small cap Rocket Mortgage coming down. Toast is going down. Apple's consolidating. Nike's trying to recover. Coinbase goes down. SoFi's down. CleanSpark down. VIX is down. DJT's down a chunk. Domino's is down. Boy, that sounds so good right now. I'm starving. Broadcom. The spammer was happy about that one. It's up, but it's going down. You know, the bearish signal would be if FICO goes negative, because FICO never goes negative. Trade Desk topped out. Amazon's actually trying to recover a little bit. FICO goes negative, that's bearish. Etsy can't hold up. Affirm can't hold up. Redfin, a lot of the small caps are now getting smoked, so that's not going anywhere. Okay, FICO's positive. We're good. We're good. As long as FICO's positive, we're good. Dear FICO. FICO, Dico. Tesla's holding that 250. It's the giant consolidation. Enjoy theta decay. And Nvidia's losing it over here. Interesting. Now Meta's consolidating and Bitcoin's dropping. How boring. Well, it's all going down, boys and girls. All right. Let's listen into CNBC here for a moment.
We are 30 minutes here into the trading session. Here are some movers we're watching. CrowdStrike down again today after coming off its worst day since November 2022. The company saying a significant number of the 8.5 million Microsoft devices that were impacted as a result of their software update are now back online and operational. The stock getting a number of price target cuts on the street today. Details ahead on the show. Verizon shares moving lower too. The telecom giant posting mixed results, profit meeting estimates, revenue falling short. And then check out shares of Ryanair tumbling after quarterly profit plummeted. The discount carrier says it sees, quote, materially lower summer fares ahead. Average fares per passenger fell 15% from a year ago. Similar warnings from other airlines, but this one was a doozy.
We got more airlines earnings later in the week. We'll begin this hour, though, with the fallout from the president's decision to withdraw from the presidential race, endorsing Kamala Harris. We've got wall-to-wall coverage this hour of an historic decision. The latest from the White House, reaction from business leaders, what donors are doing at the moment, and reaction from China as well. But let's...
Boring. Boring, boring, boring. Boring snoring.
Rates, and of course the fiscal trajectory will be impacted by all of that as well. Now, as you mentioned, it's swung back, and the question becomes is, will Vice President Harris kind of be continuity for the Biden economic policy agenda, or where exactly will she shake it up? We haven't got those details yet, but certainly on the one hand, of course, she can tout the Biden administration's achievements that they claim in terms of industrial policy and investment in the new green manufacturing and the other areas. But of course, as we know, the Trump campaign are very critical of the Biden administration record on inflation and on some of those very same subsidies. So I think we're very much now looking at a wild card when it comes to economic policy on this. And there's lots of question marks over the weeks ahead, and we might get clarity as Vice President Harris gets into her campaign.
Yeah, a lot remains to be seen how much the Harris policy portfolio is truly different from what we saw under the Biden administration. But what is clear at this moment is that this was a needed shot in the arm when it comes to fundraising. Over $50 million raised just yesterday. I mean, talk to us about how much that factors into perhaps the Harris campaign if she truly is the nominee.
Well, there's no doubt that it looks like yesterday obviously was a very strong day for fundraising for the new Harris campaign. We'll have to see how that impacts or plays out, if it continues to play out over coming weeks, and how it impacts whether or not new donors come on board, in particular those maybe from Wall Street or the broader investor world who come on board, touting or supporting Vice President Harris, her specific investor or economic policies. And I think that's going to be a very interesting signal to keep an eye out for. As I say, a lot will depend on what kind of policy signals we get from the Vice President over the weeks ahead, heading into that convention. Where will she change things up? Where will she represent continuity? And that's domestic US economic policy. And let's also not forget what's her stance going to be in the world of trade, and especially when it comes to competition with China. Plenty of scrutiny in that area as well.
All right, Enda, thanks very much. Bloomberg's Enda Curran there talking to us about the economic impacts of the Biden policies. Let's continue the analysis with Matt Bennett, Executive Vice President for Public Affairs at Third Way. Matt worked on both Bill Clinton's presidential campaigns and served as the principal White House liaison to governors. Matt, what do you expect Harris to lead with in terms of her campaign? Where can she point to achievements, say, as a senator or attorney general, showing Americans that she really can bring the fight to Trump and win this presidency?
I think what you get with Harris, remember when she ran in 2020, the motto of her campaign was "for the people," which is what a prosecutor says when she stands up in court. I'm Kamala Harris for the people.
All right. This is getting a little boring. All right, let me look at some of the comments here that we got. Somebody has Palantir laughing emoji. That doesn't sound good. Palantir recovering, actually. Oh, look at that. So Palantir coming up a little bit right here. Right about 28 bucks, 27.69 is where it bottomed. And it's a little bit of a recovery here after a little sell down. Tesla's losing 250. That's not good. This is why I don't stay in on consolidations. I see consolidation, I go bye-bye. BTC's trying to rise again. And you got some bearish cues here. You've got AMD's giving up. I don't know how robust Palantir is going to be able to hold up here. I don't know. I'm getting bearish again. I don't think any of this crap's going to hold. Like, it seems like you had a nice little set of enthusiasm there to start with, but I don't know. Going into earnings, 20% of S&P 500 reporting this week. You're going to be fighting disinflation. It's going to be harder to beat. I don't know. Don't know. Kevin still has a little bit of a bearish tilt. You know what would make me really bearish today? Is if the Qs go negative. I don't know that they will. You know, we're basically where we opened. We're up 1%. There's so much room. So much room. But it would make me quite bearish if the Qs decided to go nag. Mostly because then we would be continuing the pain of last week. So, Enphase. Oh, scale of 1 to 10. Yeah, I'm going to update that. So, I'm going to go 5. Yeah. So, let's write this down. I think that's a good thing. So, meet Kevin, bull bear. Meet Kevin, bull bear. 5 out of 10. Why? Okay. So, data coming in better, right? CPI, PPI less trade, GDP, jobs holding, etc. This is great. However, NASDAQ 100 bearish since July 10th. 5% correction down. Could move to negative 20% by election. That's the thesis. Probably not a rapid collapse, but rather a slow bleed. Slow bleed. So I think there's potentially time. You know, I don't see anything that's like imminent. Like, oh my gosh, everything's gonna go to crap tomorrow. I don't think so. Rather a slow bleed, if at all. Picking up some cash and waiting for post-earnings opportunities could be interesting. Interesting here. So I'm mid-range, right? I'm also of the mindset that like if recession, which is likely after a Q's correction and job loss, I expect it'll be relatively mild and would simply serve to slash rates rapidly. Oh, Whitmer just endorsed Harris. Okay, lame. So 5 out of 10 bear makes me pretty balanced. So picking up some cash. Picking up some cash now. Misses out on FOMO, but that price seems reasonable given where the market is. Like, how much more does it go, right? Before some kind of correction. So that's kind of, I think that's a fair sort of consolidation of where I am right now. You know, little trimmy-dimmy here and there. Balanced POV. Like, and I want to be clear, I don't want a crash. I don't want a recession. I think those things are very bad. I think they ultimately just hurt. And, you know, I don't want to put startups through a recession. Nobody does. But I think it's better to be prepared than not. Enphase is interesting here. See, Enphase seems like it's bottoming out at 104. Qs are still on a bearish trend. Supermicro's down. Meta's falling. It's not great. Meta starts falling. The Qs will keep going down. Nvidia keeps going down. Tesla got caught by the 247.69 line. It's like a little safety net. Look at that. You had some stop losses over here under 250. So you're getting a recovery now. Stop losses got washed out. Palantir stabilized its decline. But I don't know. I don't know how robust any more bullishness is going to be today. So I'm probably just going to chill. You know, maybe pick up, if I think the Qs keep going, you know, you could always pick up a short. But probably not any weeklies for now until there's a bigger sign of a trend. So this is very low momentum here on the upside for Tesla. Pretty low momentum there. I mean, now you're consolidating on AMD. No, none of these are desirable to trade right now. And I'm not convinced enough on one of these individually to want to go short on like Nvidia, rather the Qs, just because of the downtrend. And I could buy some time with that. So, okay. Ooh, Robinhood is recovering, though. How's CrowdStrike doing? Oh my gosh, it's down 12% now. That's crazy. Okay, let's look at yields. So, yields are down a couple basis points. Okay. CrowdStrike's down 30% in the past week. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, CrowdStrike keeps going there. US Q2 earnings. Let's see here. Earnings season is starting off at a faster gallop than expected, with financials on track to quadruple EPS expectations. That's cool. Ooh, I hear the babies are up. Stocks prime for a bounce. Maybe. ETF investors trim big tech. Yep, that makes sense to me. I did the same thing last week. Airline stocks won't regain altitude anytime soon. Yeah, that makes sense too. Won't regain altitude. The airline puns. It's so punny. Yeah, it's so punny. You funny, silly Willy. Alright. What else? Okay, look at that. Trying to get a bounce there on Nvidia. Tesla's trying to rotate up. AMD's trying to rotate up. Palantir's trying to rotate up. You've got a rotation up on Bitcoin. Okay. Here we go. And oh, look at that bounce on Meta. That's why I was saying I didn't want to go short any of these individually. That's all it takes. You get one giant candle like that. Although you're only seeing that on Meta. Anyway, expect some turbulence today. Okay, cool. So, what else? Anyone else has questions? Let's see here. Secret Service director testifying. Yeah, that'll be pretty boring. And BTC recover a bit. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Kamala really knows how to get the job done. Oh my gosh, stop. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people don't like Kamala. Somebody says, I'm calling the bottom on CrowdStrike. Going to calls now. Oh, man. Some child's unhappy right now. Waiting for a bottle, probably. Oh, look at that. Enphase is moving. Wait, where's Crowd? Yeah, look at that. CrowdStrike. All in the bottom, they say, eh? Alright. Good luck. Anyway. I think it's time to push the button and head over to the course member live stream. We'll do some more analysis. We'll talk trades in the course member live stream. We'll talk fundamental analysis. If you haven't joined yet, email us at staff@meetkevin.com. Let us know what's taking you. Otherwise, go to meetkevin.com. Check out the courses. Bundles are down below. You get lifetime access to all the goodies in there and new content that we create, which is pretty exciting. So check that out at meetkevin.com. Make sure you also check out our mastermind. Oh, look at that. Tesla's going back to 250. Make sure you also check out our mastermind. That's been very popular, and we're starting this quarter, which is very exciting. Meetkevin.com/mastermind. Get you on a call. It's a higher ticket versus, I always say, hey, start with the course member live stream. See if you like the perspective. If you do, consider checking out the mastermind. But look at that, right back to the 250 doozle there on Tesla. And lower momentum, lower volume right now. A lot lower volume. Probably about 20-30% lower volume right now than you had at the beginning of the day. So I don't know how robust this will end up being, but you do have a nice sort of Nike swoosh. Don't we have a saying for that? I think we do here.
The Nike swoosh.
Yeah. So good recovery. Enphase. Yeah. Let's see if that holds up. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna push L button now. I gotta go see why child's screaming. They just need a hug, is what they need. Here we go. Even though I'm a licensed financial advisor, real estate broker, and becoming a stockbroker, this video is neither personalized financial advice nor real estate advice for you. It is not tax, legal, or otherwise personalized advice tailored to you. This video provides generalized perspective, information, and commentary. Any third-party content I show should not be deemed endorsed by me. This video is not and shall never be deemed reasonably sufficient information for the purpose of evaluating a security or investment decision. Any links or promoted products are either paid affiliations or products or services which we may benefit from. I personally operate and actively manage ETF and hold long positions in various securities, potentially including those mentioned in this video. However, I have no relationship to any issuers other than HouseHack, nor am I presently acting as a market maker. Nah, I told you the volume just didn't feel robust. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm done with the calls. I'm done for the day with the I'll call those. I'll go 30 days out. Give me something else to look at. All right. Love y'all. See you, bye.